in the first place. And then Mike Graveau made the very commonsensical and yet almost never apparent argument in mainstream politics that maybe Iran might be mad at us for doing some things to them in the 50s. And people thought this was very flabbergasting to apply the basic principles of personal relationships to the political spectrum. And I believe that's what Cindy Sheehan does. She lost a son in Iraq, and she took her personal political mission to the public, and she made the law of peace a general law for our country to be proud of. And so I want you to give a big hand to Cindy Sheehan.
Maybe they're getting me ready for when I actually do go to Gitmo. But I'd like to introduce, just to acknowledge, the Green Party candidate for senator here in Colorado, Bob Kinsey. So I'd like to thank Ralph and Matt for inviting me to speak here tonight. I think that third-party politics, I like to call it really second-party politics. Wouldn't it be great if we had a party that was actually in opposition to the Republicans instead of in collusion with the Republicans? I have a new name for the Republicans and Democrats. You know, I can call them the corporatist war party. I can call them the two-party duopoly. I can call them whatever. I just shorten it to the twins. You know, so whenever I reference the twins, you'll know who I'm talking about. So I am running in San Francisco. I can't believe it, but I'm running against Nancy Pelosi. Yes! The Nader campaign for having to get signatures to get on the ballot in so many states, because we did it in San Francisco. We had to get 10,198 signatures as independents. California has the fourth strictest guidelines for shutting the voice of the people out. That's what it's all about. The twins, they don't care about the people. They don't care about you losing your homes. They don't care about you. What they care about are the mortgage bankers who made those loans. That's who they bail out. They are, socialism's so bad, capitalism's so great. But when capitalists go belly up, they socialize the risk. Yes, and they make us pay for it. They don't care about this young father I just heard at the press conference, whose wife was fighting a many-year battle. I'm not sure what the disease was, but they were fighting for the access to medical cannabis. Their legal fight, their medical fight has bankrupted them. If the twins cared about us, we would have universal single-payer health care. Not an Obama-Pelosi plan that forces us to buy health care, that keeps the health insurance companies, the profiteers, in line. Well, before I came up on the stage, this man, he said that he wanted to thank me for my sacrifice. Well, I haven't sacrificed anything. My son was stolen from me by the twins. My son was sent to fight and die and perhaps kill innocent people and for the military-industrial complex. So the oil companies and the war profiteers could line their pockets. And I didn't, everybody says this is Cindy, she lost her son in Iraq. I didn't lose my son. If I lost him, I would go find him. And he's not a fallen hero. If he fell, I would pick him up. No, he was murdered by the twins and their total obedience to the military-industrial complex. Now, when Casey was first murdered, I blamed George Bush and I blamed the Republicans. You know, then the more work I did, the more I became to realize that it's not George Bush and the Republicans. They're problems, but they're not the problems. I love to call George Bush the boil on the ass of democracy. Because if we lance Bush, we'll get Boyle Obama or we'll get Boyle McCain. But unless we cure the disease that causes that, and the twins perpetuate the disease, unless we cure the disease, the boils will keep popping up. And until we, the people of America, vote out of our courage and our integrity and not out of our fear, the boils will keep popping up. And if you have a friend that says, oh, but if you vote for a third party, if you vote for somebody courageous like Cynthia McKinney, if you vote for somebody with integrity like Ralph Nader, who are actually working for you, you're throwing away your vote. Well, I say if you vote for Obama or McCain, you're throwing away your vote. And I am never going to waste that precious thing that my sisters fought so hard to get me. I am never going to waste that on another candidate brought to me by the military-industrial complex. The only reason that Ralph Nader and Cynthia McKinney and Bob Barr, who I don't agree with on everything, but I agree with Ralph and Cynthia on everything, the only reason that they keep them away from the debates is because they're afraid. They don't want their disease pointed out, and they don't want their disease cured. They could be filled with integrity and courage like other candidates and truly work for the people, but they don't. They have chosen to sell out.
That's right.
And Ralph Nader and Cynthia McKinney have never sold out. They won't sell us out. So, John and Barack are frightened to have alternative visions included in the campaign, in the debates. My opponent, Nancy Pelosi, has not agreed to debate me, and I'm standing here challenging her to a debate and saying,